Can you believe it's been over 4 years since the Huawei ban? Yeah, in that time we've missed out on a boatload of glorious hardware that's available overseas. For some perhaps serious reasons, but Honor looks to be bringing Huawei back in the West, at least spiritually, and I'm really excited about that. But it does beg the question, can you trust Honor? Let's talk about that. The Honor brand was born as an offshoot from Huawei as a means to get more of their devices in people's pockets. For the longest time, Honor was largely marketed towards younger people with fun, colourful devices and the marketing to match. A lot of these Honor phones ran the high silicon Kirin chips that you would find in Huawei's phones, and Honor's Magic UI, now Magic OS, was quite similar in form and function to the EMUI skin that ran atop of Android. For many years, the Honor and Huawei devices looked and felt very similar too, similar to how Realme is to Oppo and Redmi is to Xiaomi. As you guys know though, in May of 2019, the US government placed a ban on Huawei, so it couldn't do business with companies in the West. As a result, the connection with Huawei and Google was severed, and Huawei lost its ability to ship the phones with up-to-date Play services, and crucially, the Google Play Store, which is pretty imperative to install mainstream apps over here in the West. No amount of tutorial videos and upbeat marketing is going to get most Westerners to sideload apps and install APKs. Honor, being a Huawei subsidiary at the time, was also hit with this ban back in 2019 and suffered the same effects. However, in 2020, a new company, or consortium, whose name I won't even attempt to pronounce, popped up out of nowhere and bought several businesses, including Honor. Huawei then later confirmed that it sold Honor to this independent company in an official yet heartwarming statement. One of the main concerns with Huawei initially was its alleged ties to the Chinese military, and the fact that Huawei built network infrastructure that could potentially compromise the security of the West that used it by scraping their data, be it sensitive or not. The main target for the US's ban was Huawei's network infrastructure, just getting rid of as much of it as possible to tighten up security, with Huawei's phone division kind of just being collateral damage in this scenario. Honor, a company that just builds consumer electronics, is less of a security concern because it doesn't have that backbone or network infrastructure tie, which was the crux of the issue to start with and why the ban came about. Also, since Honor devices run Android with GMS, it has to get its software certified by Google with its Play services, so it's not like they can just load up any old dodgy version of their software, at least over here in the West anyway. GMS, or Google Mobile Services, is a set of Google apps and background services that are installed at a system level, not just an APK you can port over and click install. This integrates Google's system with Honor's Magic OS Android version, which is a level of security in itself. If you trust Google with your data, then the modern Honor devices running the Play Store and GMS shouldn't be any different. And if we're honest, these phones are phenomenal. The company is producing those super high-end smartphones in the same vein as those we loved from Huawei all those years ago. With a focus on premium feeling devices, the newer Honor Magic series just kind of sit where the Huawei Mate series used to, which, trust me, is no bad thing. I've had my hands on the Honor Magic 5 Pro for a few days, and if I wasn't in the middle of producing another video on a phone long term, I would absolutely make this my permanent pocket PC, and actually maybe I will after that video. This phone has a massive 6.8-inch Quad HD Plus 120Hz OLED screen, a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 with 8 to 16 GB of memory, 256 to 512 GB of storage, a 5100 mAh battery, 3 50 megapixel cameras on the back with crazy big sensors, including an almost 1-inch sensor for the main, a super zoom telephoto lens. We have to talk about these Honor Magic 5 Pro cameras for a minute because I don't understand how this thing is so good. I mean, as you can see, I'm recording this with the Magic 5 Pro, no mic, no audio adjustment, I've got a fan here that's usually quite loud, and for the camera that I usually use to record these videos, I have to employ noise reduction to keep the whirring down, and it looks great. I mean, I'm not saying that this is the new king of cameras. It's definitely not better than the Pixel 8 Pro or the S23 Ultra, but it keeps up at that price point, and I think it's just a fantastic camera system. It just reminds me of Huawei with its camera setups so much. Even down to the camera app, which is a joy to use. It's just like what we used to have on Huawei smartphones, and it's still here, but obviously more up to date. And super fast 66 watt wide and 50 watt wireless charging. Yes, the charger comes in the box. And that one elusive GMS package with the Google Play Store. Altogether for under £1,000 here in the UK. And it's actually a great user experience as well. This is very reminiscent of the old Huawei flagships that I loved for their crazy hardware, but also their useful features and overall rather polished feeling. I've played about with the cameras a lot, and I have to say they perform incredibly well. I thoroughly enjoyed playing games on that huge display, and that battery lasts 2 days, no doubt about that. The software does feel very reminiscent of that old Huawei, which is going to make or break the purchase for most people because that was a very polarizing skin back in the day. But aside from that, this is a world-class smartphone that could give Apple, Google or Samsung a serious run for their money if people bought it, which is a problem. Huawei's and by extension Honor's reputations have been somewhat tarnished here in the West. There is a group of people who would have bought Honor devices before who will never look at that brand again. And no amount of independence will bring them round to the idea of re-entering that Honor ecosystem. And given the nature of how Honor was cut away from Huawei, I'm not sure that's an unreasonable thought process. There doesn't have to be an actual link between the two for people to speculate that there still is some kind of connection between Huawei and Honor. But when it comes down to it, yes, you can trust Honor just as much as you can trust Google, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft with your data. I personally would buy one of these things. The Magic 5 Pro is a really nice device, and given it runs the official GMS, I'm more than happy to log in with my personal accounts and details. Huawei is back in spirit, and it's called the Honor Magic series. But I want to hear from you on this one because it is such an important topic. Let me know in the comments if you're an Honor smartphone user or are looking to be. Were you a big Huawei fan back in the day? I certainly was. I have a real soft spot for that Mate 20 Pro. It's just such a great all-rounder. That's it from me, guys. A big thanks to Alex Doby and Cam Bunton for helping me piece this thing together, and to you for watching this video. Hit like and subscribe if you're new around here to never miss another upload. I've been Ryan Thomas with Android Police, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.